आज से 4-5 साल पहले there was a job named as prompt engineering and companies were willing to pay around 15 to 20 lakhs per annum for that particular job. But अगर आप आज ये job search करोगे so you won't find it because these jobs now do not exist. Now what exactly is the reason for that? Is it that prompt engineering is not required anymore? No. The reason is that पहले जो prompt engineering एक job थी, now it has turned into a skill. So regardless of your job, अगर आप AI tools को use कर पा रहे हो, अगर आप AI tools से communicate कर पा रहे हो to get better and faster responses, then you are an asset to your business. So in this video, we are going to discuss about what is prompt engineering and why we should use prompt engineering, and then what are the tips which you can use to write better prompts, and then at last we'll be discussing about one bonus tip also in the end. So without wasting any time, let's get started. So let's first discuss what exactly is a prompt. Prompt hota kya hai? So any input which we give to an AI or any set of instructions which we give to an AI to get an output, that is called as a prompt. It can be a text, it can be a combination of a text or a PDF or images or audios or videos or anything. It's just a set of instructions. Now, what exactly is prompt engineering? The prompt engineering is basically the art of writing the better prompts. It can be said as like it's a crafting inputs or crafting a set of inputs into an LLM so as to get a better output. Then we have what is prompt engineering, why actually it matters. So let's take an example. Let's take a basic example, which is tell me about the AI trends in 2026. If I'm going to execute it here, so I'm just going to write tell me about the AI trends in 2026 in, let's say, 100 words. I don't want a very large answer, so let's specify it for 100 words. So obviously it's going to search the web and it's giving me this sort of an answer. Now here there are a lot of things to note. First of all, that we haven't specified that the answer should be in bullet points, or we haven't specified that there should be headings and subheadings. It has already given it, which is good, but it gets even better जब हम लोग ये चीजें स्पेसिफाई करते हैं कि हमें क्या इनपुट दिया, हमें कैसा आउटपुट चाहिए, एंड हाउ वी कैन मूव फॉरवर्ड विद एनी ऑफ द आउटपुट विच इट जनरेट्स. नाउ अभी हम लोगों ने एक बेसिक एग्जांपल से देखा. नाउ वी विल सी दैट इसी प्रॉम्प्ट को हम कैसे और इम्प्रोवाइज कर सकते हैं टू राइट द बेटर प्रॉम्प्ट, टू राइट इवन बेटर. So this is about the 7 tips of writing better prompts. So the tip number 1 is that give your AI a role or a persona. Now what exactly is a persona here? So a generic prompt, which here means that summarize this research paper, right, which is very fine. Now with persona here I am specifying that you are a senior academic editor specializing in life sciences, which means हम AI को एक persona दे रहे हैं जब भी हम कोई prompt लिख रहे हैं, that what exactly it should think like. अगर मुझे let's suppose data science का road map generate कराना है, so I want to specify that you are a data scientist, you are a specialized data scientist with an experience of 5 years in the domain, and or you are a specialized curriculum designer in data science field for a span of 3 years. जब हम ऐसा specify करते हैं तो इससे फायदा क्या होता है? जब भी हम LLM में काम कर रहे हैं, obviously we know there is a large set of data in which LLM has been trained. LLM एक बहुत सारा डेटा पे ट्रेन हुआ है, एंड अगर हम उसमें डेटा साइंस को स्पेसिफाई कर रहे हैं तो आउट ऑफ ऑल दैट पर्टिकुलर डेटा वो सिर्फ डेटा साइंस के डेटा पे डेटा साइंस को फिल्टर करेगा, एंड इट इज गोइंग टू फाइंड द आंसर इन दैट पर्टिकुलर डोमेन ओनली. वो बाकी इंफॉर्मेशन को फिल्टर आउट कर देगा, राइट. दिस इज एग्जैक्टली व्हाट्स द यूज ऑफ अ पर्सोना. So let's take another example. If you want to edit some photo, or if you want to generate a photo, so you can say you are a senior editor working in a reputed company for a span of 5 years. Now अब उसका जितना भी scope है वो editing के regarding ही है, rather than thinking about all the other things, it will just focus on the editing part. So this is exactly how the role or a persona improves the prompt. The second thing is that you need to provide a rich context. Now what exactly context is? Context होता है जो हम लोग AI को background information provide करते हैं, background और history information persona के regarding, task के regarding, किसी भी चीज के regarding अगर हम बैकग्राउंड इंफॉर्मेशन प्रोवाइड कर रहे हैं. सो लेट्स सपोज अगर हम मुझे कोई प्रोडक्ट का लॉन्च के बारे में बताना है, देन आई नीड टू टेल कि उसके पहले उसके कितने प्रोडक्ट्स जा चुके हैं, वो एग्जैक्टली प्रोडक्ट काम कैसे करता है, एंड व्हाट आर वी एक्सपेक्टिंग फ्रॉम अ न्यू प्रोडक्ट. दैट इज ऑल द पार्ट ऑफ अ कंटेक्स्ट which we send. So we'll discuss a context in short here, but जब भी for our next video we'll be discussing more about the context engineering there. So context for now you can understand that it is just a background information which we provide alongside our prompt. Then the third thing is that we need to specify the desired format. जब हम AI को आंसर देने के लिए कह रहे हैं, वी आर नॉट स्पेसिफाइंग द फॉर्मेट, तो वो किसी भी फॉर्मेट में आंसर दे सकता है. बट जब हम स्पेसिफाई करेंगे दैट आई वांट माय आंसर टू बी इन बुलेट्स, आई वांट माय आंसर टू बी इन नंबर्स, आई वांट the answer to be a Google Doc, I want it in a JSON format, I want a PDF, whatever you want, you need to specify that particular thing. Otherwise AI को नहीं पता होगा कि उसको आंसर कैसे देना है, and it is going to generate a random format जिसमें वो आंसर प्रेजेंट करेगा. Then we have, you need to clearly specify or you need to clearly state the do's and don'ts, or in other terms we say the constraints. हमें AI को बताना पड़ेगा that what should you do and more importantly what you shouldn't do, right? You do not need to go to external references, you do not need to use very technical jargons, you do not need to make it more complex. जो भी चीजें, you need to specify the output in 200 words. ये सारी चीजें एक do's and don'ts में काम आती हैं. So अगर हम don't specify करेंगे, so हमें better answer मिलेगा because AI will filter out the do's and don'ts and वो आंसर हमारा और ज्यादा प्रिसाइज हो जाएगा. देन वी हैव द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ फ्यू शॉर्ट प्रॉम्प्टिंग. अब फ्यू शॉर्ट प्रॉम्प्टिंग को समझने के लिए इट्स बेसिकली लाइक अगर हम AI को एग्जांपल्स देते हैं फॉर इनसाइड आवर प्रॉम्प्ट and we give the examples for a better understanding of an AI. So let's take an example for that. Now just this is just a normal question in a Geeks for Geeks. So it's a question of the day. इसमें है find the maximum subset XOR, right? ये क्वेश्चन है. आई एम श्योर आप ये क्वेश्चन को पढ़ोगे तो आपको क्वेश्चन समझ में आ जाएगा, बट हो सकता है आपको ये क्वेश्चन ना भी समझ आए. सो मे बी यू कैन गेट अराउंड 60 to 70% क्लैरिटी विद दिस क्वेश्चन. बट जब आप इन एग्जाम्पल्स को पढ़ोगे, once you will see the example, okay, if this is an input, I want the 7 as an output, and it has also given the explanation as well. And again, it has given another input and it has given the output, what's the expected output for this sample input. So in example से हमें better clarity मिलती है कि हमें question को approach कैसे करना है and what exactly question is demanding. In the same way, AI also works. उसको हम बताते हैं that this should be, if this is a sample input, then this should be the sample output. तो उसे it understands the pattern and it gives an answer in that particular pattern only. This is what exactly it is called as the short prompting, which is basically providing the examples to an AI. Now there are different types of short prompting. The first one is zero shot prompting. In zero shot, we do not provide any example. Then we have one shot prompting where we just provide the one example. And then we have the few shot prompting where we provide more than one examples, right? So this is all about the few shot prompting technique. Now, what was our earlier prompt which we have written, and using the role, using the context, using the task, and using all of these constraints here, I have specified the new prompt. I have designed a new prompt, and obviously I have used the prompt enhancers. You can also use any of the prompt enhancers. I can give you the suggestions if you want. You are a senior AI analyst with the researcher, trend forecaster with expertise in AI, LLMs, agentic AI, and all of these things. तो यहाँ पे मैंने role specify कर दिया. Then I have specified the context. So the context here says that the user wants to understand the most recent trends in 2026, and the goal is to identify the technologies, products, research backgrounds, and the industry movements. And all of these things I have provided that this is the context and what it should prioritize, right? Then I have specified my टास्क. द टास्क इज बेसिकली द कोर ऑफ आवर प्रॉम्प्ट, जिसमें हम ये बताते हैं कि प्रॉम्प्ट को एग्जैक्टली करना क्या है एआई को. एंड रिसर्च एंड प्रेजेंट द एआई ट्रेंड्स बाय 2026 by completing the following steps. I have mentioned the following steps, right? And there are 7 steps in total. Then I have mentioned the constraints, what it which basically means the do's and don'ts. Then we have the avoid discussing the outdated AI trends unless comparing them with the newer ones. Then we have do not speculate without clearly labeling prediction, right? These are the don'ts. Then we have avoid unnecessary hype or marketing language. This is also a don't, and this way we have specified all the constraints here. Then we have the examples. Now, as I told you, here I have used one example. Here the trend, this is the heading. What is it? The AI, I have mentioned about the AI systems that can independently plan, reason, use tools, and what exactly this is about, why it matters in today's scenario, then what are the leading companies with these particular trends, and where are the applications of it, right? So I have given a example here just like that. Then I have also mentioned the trend status, in which speed it is growing. Then we have the future outlook, like what is the expected from this trend, what can be the next step, right? I have mentioned all of these things as an example. Now I have not specified the format, but I have specified the example, and by seeing the example the AI will understand what format it wants the answer to be in, right? So let us just simply copy this whole prompt, and we are just simply going to paste it here for my earlier output. I have also executed in the Flash version. In the 3.6 Flash, I have not used the thinking part. You can use thinking also if you want. So now it has the executive summary. Then it has given the top 10 AI trends defining 2026. It has given the trends name, what is it, why it matters in 26, what leading companies are there, what are applications, and the status of the trends, right? Similarly, I have got all the trends which I want in the AI, and at last it has also generated a stakeholder impact matrix, which is obviously not which I have asked for, but it has generated. So like if I want, I can specify it further that you should not, I just want only that particular thing. I do not want more information regarding this. And yeah, then it has generated heading into 2027. What exactly 2027 holds for us, that is also been mentioned here. So in this way we can use our these techniques which we have discussed here, and then we are going to discuss our next technique. So our next thing is chain of thought prompting. जस्ट इमेजिन करो, इमेजिन करिए अगर आपका मैनेजर अगर आपको एक साथ एक ही मीटिंग में 5 to 6 डिफरेंट डिफरेंट टास्क प्रोवाइड कर दे, एंड सो देयर आर हाई चांसेस दैट यू माइट गेट क्लटर्ड विद ऑल दैट टास्क, एंड आपको थोड़ा सा कंफ्यूजन हो सकता है, राइट? अगर आपको एक साथ ही बहुत सारा इंफॉर्मेशन मिल जाएगा, so there might be a chance you might not be able to perform very well because you need to figure that information out. In the same way AI भी काम करता है. Now instead of providing each and every information at once, हम क्या कर सकते हैं, अपने prompt को step by step manner में break कर सकते हैं, and we can ask the AI in chains, right? So first we'll ask what's just a basic question, then we are going to ask more and more, and then we are gradually increasing the complexity. सो इससे क्या हो रहा है, एआई के पास एक साथ बहुत सारा इंफॉर्मेशन क्लटर्ड नहीं हो रहा है, राइट? एंड इन दिस वे इट परफॉर्म्स better in some use cases. So I've written analyze this research paper and generate a 200 word summary based upon what info is present in it. So this is a very basic prompt. Obviously अगर हम चाहें तो इसको we can make it more refined and more polished, but for now let's just take with this one. So it has generated a 200 words summary. अब इसके बाद we can ask the AI like okay, let's us first ask this answer in 100 words. Now if I'm going to search for that, अब ये search कर रहा है, right? Then we can ask about what this like what are the next tech which is involved. So if I'm going to ask instead of tech, I'm just gonna write mechanism. So now if you'll notice this that now it has mentioned no, this paper is not outdated, it remains the core foundation of modern AI. Virtually all flagship frontier models they use it, and it has given the whole lot of an answer and so on. So this is exactly where you can use the chain of thoughts prompting technique, where instead of providing all of the information at once, you provide it in step by step manner, and it works more when you are developing new things. अगर आप एक ऐप डेवलप कर रहे हो तो आप एक साथ पूरा ऐप बनाने को नहीं कहोगे. You will ask him first, give me a prototype for the app, generate a wireframe, then generate the front end, generate the back end, add these features, then integrate all of them together. And so in this way also, that's also an example of chain of thoughts prompting. Then the seventh tip is that prompt according to your LLM's capabilities. You should always know your model capabilities कि आपकी models की strength क्या है, उसकी weakness क्या है. So let's take an example of Claude. Claude के तीन models हैं, Haiku, Sonnet and Opus. So जो काम आप Haiku से करा रहे हो वो आप Opus से नहीं कराना चाहोगे. There are some models which work better in generating images. There are some models which work better in any other task in some other generations or in code purposes. So agar if you want to use Claude, you use it for development and coding purpose. If you want to generate a basic question answers, you can generate it using ChatGPT and Gemini and so on. So you should always know your model's strength, and based upon those strengths, you need to ask the questions to that particular LLM. Then now finally we have reached to the step where we'll be discussing about the bonus step, which is sometimes the LLMs work better when gaslighted. Now this is a very controversial statement, but sometimes it is actually true. AI better काम करता है जब आप उसे ये बताओगे कि दूसरे मॉडल्स मुझे better answer दे रहे हैं. So let's suppose if I'm going to go to Gemini and then I'm saying, okay, hey, ChatGPT has generated me this answer for that. Can you generate something better? So, or can you work better? Right? So there are high chances you will get better output and desired output अगर आपको पहले नहीं मिल रहा था, which is kind of a not which is kind of a strange thing, but yeah, it is true. So here also I have written the standard prompt and the gaslighted prompt, which is hey, I know this is a really complex topic and many models tend to give superficial summaries. I need you to provide an exceptionally insightful and comprehensive summary of this articles. So here I have compared him with many models. बाकी models क्या कर रहे हैं and उनके basis पे मुझे उस particular model से क्या expectation है, what is my expected output from it. So in this way we can use these things and definitely we can get our better outputs. So this was all about prompt engineering. Obviously there are many more tips and there are many more tricks which you can use more often, but and even if you are using some of the prompt in answers, you can let me know who can generate these kind of prompts, so that they are going to burden your they are going to we can say that they are going to reduce your burden on the generating writing better prompts, and they can just generate your prompts for now. So with this, let's end this video, and I hope you guys have learned something from this, and stay tuned for our next video. We'll be covering more topics like these. Thank you everyone, and bye bye.